I'm going to come in every now and then support, but I'm going to hand over to you, to the amazing Emma Cilibiu, our host with the most.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm very glad you came in today because today we are having an amazing artist whom I've had an interview this earlier this month with, and it was amazing. We've talked about really a lot of things, and now I'm really kind of overwhelmed by this show, and also I feel like I'm not prepared enough because all of the questions that I had for her, I asked in the interview. So you can go and check it out. It's on my YouTube channel and also on Seamus' channel, and it's awesome. You're gonna find out a lot of things about Caitlin, her evolution, and about her newest release, Fiona. It's amazing. But before we get into the actual playlist and the live show, I'm going to ask Caitlin May, how are you?
I'm really good. Thank you so much for having me on, not only today, but back a few weeks ago for our interview. It was awesome. I had so much fun.
I really had a lot of fun as well. And I'm really glad I found out such interesting and amazing things about you, which again, I think I've said that like several times in the interview. But I think those were things that could help other artists who are trying to get to the top or just start off their career. And you telling them your evolution and your story really must be really helpful. We've talked a lot about Fiona, her newest release, which has an amazing backstory and also the inspiration behind it. It's unique. If we are going to have time, we're going to talk about this as well in the live show. But before, no, I think I'm going to ask Caitlin to start singing it now so we can talk later about that. All right, so whenever you're ready, you can begin.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So this one is called Fiona, and it's available to pre-order, to download and stream and listen to everywhere. Riding in on a white horse, thinking I should have stayed at home, holding on to the silent nights I spent all on my own. My mirror shows those stormy eyes I come to know so well. Fake a smile for all to see outside the gates of hell. My princess towers taller than Fiona's. She's the lucky one in my book. My fire breathing dragon who's deceiving. He could kill with just one look. The sky outside my window paints a picture I can't reach. A taste of something beautiful and just too good for me. I'm haunted by this empty room and shadows on the wall. I try to leave, but no one's there to catch me if I fall. My princess towers taller than Fiona's. She's the lucky one in my book. My fire breathing just one look.
Wow, this one was totally amazing, and it's only the beginning, people. So expect even much more coming in the next songs. I absolutely loved it, and I think it really tells a very nice message, and also what's even more special about the song is that you wrote it when you were only 15, and I think that's amazing. We've talked in the interview about the inspiration behind it, but can you tell us again about it so people can remember?
Thank you so much. So, Fiona was actually the very first song that I wrote when I learned to play guitar in lockdown. And it was a song born of loneliness. And I think that's something that we've all experienced at some point during our lives. And even if it isn't maybe something that we've experienced in depth, there is always, that chance that it's something that you might experience in the future. And it's important to remember to be kind to others, but also to be kind to ourselves, because you can go through rough patches, you can go through difficult times. There's always a way out, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. And you just have to be willing to fight and find that light. It may not always be right there in front of you, but it is somewhere, And I do believe that mental health and these things that we feel in the moment, they're all part of a journey, and we are supposed to see that journey through and find out, what is at the end of that journey.
This is so beautiful and kind of you to say. It's actually a very nice message behind this song. Caitlin just explained it, and I really loved it. Also, Kurt and Fred and Franklin said that your in the live chat said that your original is amazing and outstanding, and I think this is even more amazing. One thing that I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video is that Caitlin is actually multi-award winner, awards winner. She has won several awards in different countries, and one of them is being, I don't know, being awarded at the Josie Music Awards, and I think that's amazing. We've talked a lot about her awards and her evolution in music in the interview, so you can check that out again. I think that's amazing. And also Fiona, her latest release, latest song that she released on the 13th of January, has won a lot of recognition and also a lot of awards, prizes, and I think this is amazing. Can you tell us one, I don't know, at least one way Fiona has come to that immense success? I don't know, being number one or something like that.
So I was totally in awe and shock when it hit number one in the iTunes charts, and it was the first time that I had submitted my song to a distributor and done it through the singer-songwriter genre instead of the country genre, because I've always felt that my songs do land heavily in that modern country world. But Fiona is very different because it kind of delves into the world of synth, and it's got that dark kind of driven edge to it as well. So I felt like it also lends itself to rock a little bit, and I felt that it was best suited to the singer-songwriter genre, and I didn't know what journey that would take me on. And when it hit all music platforms at midnight, it came in at number one straight away in the charts, and I was so excited. I usually stay up to watch my songs hit like all music platforms at midnight, and then I usually go to bed. I could not go to bed. I was so excited I couldn't sleep. I was up for hours. So it was definitely fun though. I didn't feel the tiredness come over me at all, and it's always exciting to release a new song, and especially one that you feel you've really experienced the depths of those emotions, and you wrote a song about it that you want to share with the world. And that's what makes music so special. It's something that connects us and brings us together and creates this community that we rely on.
This is so beautiful, and also for me, it was not shocking that you come to number one, came to number one so quickly, and also I think
It
you
was,
really deserved it.
it wasn't a shock, but it was a nice surprise because that's not easily done, especially in iTunes UK. It's not easily done, and to accomplish that, I mean, straight away, well done, and held it. I forget how long you were number. Are you still number one, or did you? The last time I checked, you were number one.
I don't think it's at number one anymore, even though I should check more frequently than I do. Um, maybe if I don't check, I can just in my head like, yes, it's still at number one. But I think it fell from number one. But it was super exciting to be there.
Yeah, it's
My
not many people can say that in a release,
And
Well
Fiona
done.
was also added to the BBC's Welsh A list for 2 weeks, which was really exciting too. And it was the first time that I had been played across those radio shows, so that was fun too. And it's just been a crazy whirlwind and a roller coaster ride ever since the song released. And even prior to that, the 8-week campaign leading up to the release of Fiona was just an incredible journey that I got to spend with, a team that I love, and also meeting new people through the promotion too.
I think that's such a big achievement, and I'm really glad you're here with us after all these big awards that you received today. No, not today, for Fiona, but I think you really deserve them, because Fiona is actually a very beautiful song. But leaving this apart, let's move on to the next song, which is Player Vibes, another original song. And I think you are really going to amaze us with this one. Not like you didn't do with Fiona, but continuing with that. I think we are going to play it now if you're ready, and afterwards we're going to talk more about it.
Okay, that's awesome.
And then I might even help you out by playing a video afterwards.
She got a lot to say. God, I've never felt this way. Boy, you were my very first date. Let me get one thing straight. Goes a little something like this. You try real hard for a little bit, then you give up and I give in. But it's only been 2 weeks, and I haven't stood up once and let down twice. I've given you enough chances to convince me otherwise, but you give me player vibes. I remember meeting you in a coffee shop out of the blue. Is it still fate when it goes wrong, or just inspo for a song? When you blow out your candles this spring, will you wish you kept on walking? That way you don't have to see my face or beat me in the moving on race. 2 weeks, now I've stood up once and let down twice. I've given you enough chances to convince me otherwise, but you will give me player vibes. That's right, player vibes. You give me getting caught out, sneaking around, getting too drunk and being too loud, forgetting your name, walk of shame, and do it all over again. You give me bad pickup lines that usually work. Maybe they would if I was her. Bachelor life at every night, kissing your best friend's wife. You give me player vibes. Player vibes. 'Cause it's been 2 weeks, and player vibes. Player vibes. Player vibes. Yeah, you give me player vibes.
I totally love this one. I think it's very actual and very beautiful. I have a well, actually, this is part of the talking part. So, can you tell us more about the inspiration behind it and the message?
So this one, I cannot help but laugh when I sing it because I wrote this about a guy that I met a few months ago in Nashville, and I had never dated up until this point. And honestly, I'm not even sure if you can really call this a dating experience either. In my head, I still have never dated. But he wanted to meet up with me. We both played a show in Nashville, and after that, he wanted to meet up with me. And I kind of thought at first it would be, oh, okay, so we're going to meet up as friends. People in Nashville, they're so friendly, and you meet friends and people who become family so easily. So I
Yes,
kind of thought it was another experience like that, and it turns out that it wasn't. And when I met up with him, it was a date, to my horror, and then he proposed to me 20 minutes into the date, and I barely knew this guy. When we played the show together, we didn't actually talk because when I was playing, I was on stage and he was off stage, and vice versa. So we didn't actually get to talk up until this date where he proposed to me. And then I had to try and figure out a way to move on from that subject. He even asked me to remove the ring I was wearing so he could propose to me with that ring. I was like, excuse me? That's just not, I don't think you really thought this through. So it was kind of a bit of a disaster from the beginning. And I wrote a few different songs. That was actually the second song that I wrote about him when he started to give me player vibes. The first song that I wrote about him is called Good Guy Facade. And that one kind of talks about the proposal a little bit and some of the other things that kind of happened during the time that I knew him. We're not really, I don't really know much about him. I've known him now for about 5 months or going on 5 months. And I still don't really feel like I know anything more about him than I did the day that I met him. So yeah, he's an enigma for sure.
Yeah, I think that he felt such a strong connection with you that he felt that he's known you for his entire life, and that's why he proposed. But that's such a funny story, and no wonder why you were singing it with such a big smile on your face.
Honestly, I got home that night and I said to my parents, somebody proposed to me. Like I'm shocked. I am honestly shocked.
Yes. Oh, yes.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I just wondering, shall I play a video, maybe?
Yes, sure.
And I was thinking, I don't know what you've got chosen for today for your next two songs, but I was thinking of maybe playing My Demons, Take My Demons.
Yes, that would be awesome.
That'd be nice. This is a very, very good video, ladies and gentlemen. I like it. I hope you do too. And it is the amazing Caitlin May. Take My Demons.
Hear it.
Sitting in a firelight alone, I wanted you to beg me not to go. But every time I wanted you to love me, you'd make me feel so guilty. And pouring out my heart and soul to you just gave you ammunition you could use. 'Cause every bullet that you sent my way just told me I was worthless. But I'm not your life of the day, the person that'll always stay, the monster under the bed you said existed in my head. And I can only take so much before it's time to give it up. bags you're leaving, and with you take my demons. Trying not to let you see my tears, the ones that fall every time you're near. Cause in your eyes I'm nothing but a waste of the space there is between us. When I was small you stole part of my light, the part that keeps the nightmares out of sight. And I'm still trying to find my way without it, my mind, my harshest critic. But I'm not your life of the day, the person that'll always stay, the monster under the bed you said existed in my head. And I can only take so much before it's time to give it up. So pack your bags, you're leaving, and with you take my demons. Before I could get out, you laid the rules down. I'm not good enough, and I never was. And rising from your hate, I'll build myself a better fate. It's time I let go of all the lies you ever told. Cause I'm not your life of the day, the person that'll always stay, the monster under the bed you said existed in my head. And I can only take so much before it's time to give it up. So pack your bags, you're leaving, and with you take my demons, take my demons.
I really loved it. I think the video is very creative, and also that white dress is gorgeous. And I was stunned by it. Can you tell us a bit more about the song, because it's also an original and it's amazing?
So, Take My Demons was one of the songs off of my debut EP, and the EP as a whole, as well as the song, was about my very toxic relationship with my older sister growing up. So, she is a lot older than me. I think she was maybe 16 when I was born, and she, I'm going to say, never bonded with me. I loved her beyond words. I tried so hard, especially being a really young child and seeing all my peers have these great relationships with their older siblings. Their older siblings loved them, and I thought that was surely how it was supposed to be, and maybe there was something wrong with me because she couldn't bring herself to love me. And maybe if I changed myself and tried all these different methods of being this whole new person, that one of those tactics would work, and maybe she would just change her mind about me and she would want to have a relationship with me. And that never happened. And it actually is quite full circle, because when I was 16, so 16 years later, I decided that enough was enough, and that I needed to learn to love myself, and that I could only do that if I let her go. So if I let go of this idea that she would one day wake up and love me, and when I did that, it really set me free, and all my demons weren't kind of trapped in my head anymore. I could let them go, and I could talk about them, and I could share those demons through music, and it's very healing. And I actually wrote her a letter which just said that I think it's time for us both to move on, and that needs to be without each other in our lives. We just need to go forward from this point alone, and it really was very empowering, which isn't really the journey that I set out to be on, but it was. I realized that all this time searching for love from her meant that I wasn't focusing on myself, and I didn't like myself. And from that point on, I found out who I really was. I've grown a lot since then, and a lot of my music is still fueled from that heartbreak, because she was my first heartbreak. But I think that we all go through things that are difficult, and we learn, and we come out the other end stronger people for it.
This is a really sad story and also a moving one. And I actually think it was very beautiful the way you said it, and also how you ended it with "She was my first heartbreak," and that was like really heartbreaking and sad. Um, but I don't know. I want to ask you, are you in good terms with her now, or is the relationship still the same?
So prior to me sending her the letter, our relationship was very toxic and it was on the rocks. And after I sent her the letter, our relationship is non-existent, but even having a non-existent relationship is better than having a toxic one, and kind of being stuck in that perpetual cycle of allowing somebody to emotionally abuse you and tear you down, and it stops you from reaching your full potential. So when we kind of moved on from having any sort of relationship, it really was the best thing for me, and I do hope that it was the best thing for her too, because I think having such an intense hate for somebody else, it isn't good for you either. So I hope that she's, moved on and she's found ways to heal, and that she's found ways to love and bring other people into her life, and maybe they will, you know, fill the hole that I always wanted to fill.
Um, yes, that is very nicely said. And the good thing from this is now that you love yourself and that you feel better this way. And I think putting yourself first was the best decision. So if you are feeling better now, I think that was the best choice. Sorry. Also, Fred said that this is an awesome story, and the video makes a lot of sense now that you explain it. And I totally agree with him. I think the same because that video was actually very interesting and moving. But also now that I know the story, it makes even much more sense, as Fred said. But moving on from this very sad part of the live show, let's talk about a bit let's talk a bit about your next song on the playlist, Good Guy Facade. I think this is an interesting name for a song. Is it related to the other one, Player Vibes, that you say? Oh, all right.
It is. So this song, Good Guy Facade, was the first one that I wrote about him, and I think that possibly because of my relationships in the past with my sister and then going to school and being bullied, I always tell myself that you need to trust your intuition, you need to trust your gut, because you don't tend to steer yourself wrong. And I had kind of bad vibes about him from the beginning, and I stupidly went against those. So all those initial thoughts that I had about him, I ignored those, and I thought it's important to give everybody a chance. And so I actually ended up going out with him a second time. We just went to a bar, which is weird because I'm not 21 yet in America, but I just had a Coke. And I learned that I was so right from the beginning. I shouldn't have, gone astray. I should have just listened to myself, listened to my intuition, and probably blocked him. Honestly, that probably would have been the best outcome. But instead, and again, I think things happen for a reason, I was able to write like a 12-song album about him, so it still worked out. And this was the first one. It's called Good Guy Facade, and it details some other things that went on during the time that I spent with him, like the proposal and some videos that he sent me in the shower when he would sing, into his shampoo bottle, which was interesting. And I just thought that was something we all did, but we didn't talk about. But apparently he does talk about it. So
Oh my God. Oh, now I'm really excited to hear it. So whenever you're ready, you can begin.
You're just a little flawed. Halfway through our first date, and you made a pretty damn big mistake. Can't believe you asked me, sitting in a taxi, baby, will you marry me? Let's start making plans, buy our wedding bands. I don't understand how we moved so fast, cowboy with a good guy facade. You're just like a tiger with the stripes of a quick thinking liar. Don't think I didn't know when you asked me to that concert and you said you were sad it got canceled. But you were in the front row, sitting in a taxi, baby, will you marry me? Let's start making plans, buy our wedding bands. I don't understand how we moved so fast, cowboy with a good guy facade. You think you have it all, the cowboys never fall. But all those videos you sent me without your clothes, I recorded those. Just kidding. Sitting in a taxi, baby, will you marry me? Let's start making plans, buy our wedding bands. I don't understand how we moved so fast, cowboy with a good guy. Sitting in a taxi, baby, will you marry me? Let's start making plans, buy our wedding bands. I don't understand how we moved so fast, cowboy with a good guy, cowboy with a good guy facade.
This is a very beautiful song. Everybody is clapping, and I'm clapping as well.
Thank you so much.
I like it now that I heard the story, which I think is actually very funny. I think it was shocking when you first had to go through it, but now remembering it and thinking about it again and again, I think that's kind of funny. And also, I think the next song on the playlist is about this story, but I think it's really wonderful. And as you said, everything that happens to us happens for a reason. And now that you said you've written an album of 12 songs about that guy and about that story, I think it's just wonderful. And it was a really big source of inspiration. I think transforming this kind of situations into something this creative and amazing and innovative is a special trait of yours, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're a brilliant storyteller.
Thank you so much.
And I know the great writers are the ones that are able to turn their personal feelings into a song with a good story to it. And sometimes, unfortunately, a good story, we've had another artist who didn't write the happiest of songs lately, but like sometimes a good story, a really good story in a song is usually a sad one, unfortunately, you know.
True.
And it's life when you're able to convert and do what you do, which is a pure. I'll email you because when you go to Nashville, I would like to meet good songwriters. I know you've been in Nashville, I know you're well connected there, but I am going to send you an email, and there's a friend of mine in Nashville who works with us and Jaden Riley and all that, and I'd like to introduce the two of you. I'm going to actually talk to him pretty soon about that. I'd like to hook the two of you up because it's very rare, and yet I'm so lucky because lately I'm meeting so many great songwriters, and that's what you're becoming, Caitlin, a great songwriter.
Thank you
And
so much.
that's half the battle. I suppose it helps, doesn't it, Emma, that you've actually told us the story of how you come to write the song, which I suppose makes it easier for us to enjoy even more. But yeah, that's the gift you've got. You know, it runs in your family, and it's obvious that you definitely have it.
Thank
So
you
thank
so
you for sharing
much.
that with us.
Thank you.
Yes, I really agree. But moving on from this song, I think before we step into the last one from today's playlist, I think we should screen share the other.
Would you like a video, maybe? And for those of you who are viewing, I've got 3 videos from Caitlin today, which were in reserve because kind of like Emma has already had an interview with Caitlin, so it's a kind of like, whoa, what questions do I ask Caitlin tonight? I know Emma probably has 20 there, but she doesn't want to ask too many. So,
but before she misplays that one, I have one more question. Actually, I'm very curious about the songwriting process. How were you feeling while you wrote the songs about that event? And I don't know, the emotions you went through, and also how was that story writing process to you?
So the writing process for those songs about, and I'm going to refer to him as that good-looking cowboy because that's actually how he introduced himself to me.
Oh, really?
When you turn up for the date, just look for the good-looking cowboy. And I was like, I'm in Nashville. They are everywhere. You know, you have to wear a sign or a name tag. But I actually had so much fun writing these songs because he was definitely a source of inspiration for a while, and it wasn't such a deep, upsetting subject. Like whenever I wrote the songs about my sister, that was very raw, very authentic, very painful at the time. And this was a lot more light, even though it didn't go in probably the way I expected. It was a fun roller coaster ride rather than an awful one. And he's a nice cowboy. I'm sure he will be a great cowboy for somebody else, just not for me. And in the meantime, I got to write so many songs that I love to perform, and so I'm grateful to him that he did take me on that date and propose to me weirdly fast, and then invite me to a concert and actually tell me that the concert was cancelled, and it wasn't cancelled. All of those things are great sources of inspiration for songs, and so I really do need to send him like a thank you note or something. I have to find out his address first, and then I can send him maybe a card. It would be great.
Yes, and also send him the album.
Yes.
That would be so funny. Tell us how it goes.
I will.
Also, Kurt, before that, Kurt said in the live chat, I want to buy a cowboy hat now. That's so funny.
He has like 1 million. I'm sure if I, asked him to give me one, he wouldn't miss it,
So I don't know. Are you going to sing Gasoline? Because I have that on video actually.
Yeah. I wasn't going to play that one today.
Oh, good. Because Sticklight Atkins was asking for that. Craft Wales Limited. He's a great cowboy. Stick Tight Atkins says he's very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Everybody says that your songwriting is way ahead of your years.
Thank you so much.
Peter says, I think it's a really great idea to do something like this. Does this happen more often now? Oh, that's to me. Yes, it does actually. We do it once a month. But they're fairly stressful, I can tell you. But when you have somebody like Caitlin May on your Show Me Your Talent Zoom shows, it's so worth it. And we have had amazing artists here. Okay, so without further ado, shall I play it?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Let's play Gasoline for let's play Gasoline for who asked for that? I forget.
We're gonna mention that before after we play it. Right.
What you expected, I was a game to you. But when it comes to being rejected, one day you're gonna feel it too. Cause what goes around comes back around. cards, and I say be my guest, 'cause I'm done playing these games. I'm done putting out these flames, 'cause what you say you never mean, and all you add to the fire is gasoline. Your idea of love is deluded. You treat me like I'm dirt. Do you really think that I'm stupid? I'm so damn over getting hurt, 'cause what goes around comes back around, and one day soon you're gonna hit the ground. Oh yeah, you're gonna regret how you treated me, but I ain't gonna stick around to punish you myself. The devil's got a way of dealing cards, and I say be my guest, 'cause I'm done playing these games. I'm done putting out these flames, 'cause what you say you never mean, and all you add to the fire is gasoline. You're gonna walk a lonely road. You're gonna carry a heavy load. You're gonna wish you treated me right. Now it's time for you to say goodbye. The lies you spread, the things you said. It's about time I got them out of my head, 'cause I'm done. 'Cause what goes around comes back around, and one day soon you're gonna hit the ground. Oh yeah, you're gonna regret how you treated me, but I ain't gonna stick around to punish you myself. The devil's got a way of dealing cards, and I say be my guest, 'cause I'm done playing these games. I'm done putting out these flames, 'cause what you say you never mean, and all you add to the fire is, 'cause I'm done playing these games. I'm done putting out these flames, 'cause what you say you never mean, and all you add to the fire is gasoline. 'Cause I'm done, 'cause I'm done.
This is an amazing music video. I was actually
I
not
was just thinking that. I love when you hit the thing with the baseball bat. I think it is. I thought to myself, wow, like, very, very stunning video. Back to you, Emma.
Yes, I think they're very well directed. Do you direct them, or is there someone else behind that? And how do you find these amazing ideas?
So that was another song that was on the EP about my sister. So that again, I felt like the creativity and that side of things came easily to me just because I'd lived that experience. I'd been through it, and I'd kind of come out the other end, and I was able to write those songs and then have these ideas that just came into my head for the videos and for the visual aspect. And Gasoline was a really fun one to film, although I did work alongside a different videographer because my usual videographer actually moved, so he wasn't living anywhere close to me anymore, and it was difficult to work together for that project. And it was a very interesting experience because you never know how your working relationship with a new person is going to be. And I definitely don't think we gelled as well as previous videographers I'd worked with, because in the video, I had to drink whiskey, and I planned. Well, I didn't have to drink whiskey, but that was my idea for the video. Yeah, I didn't have to. And I planned to have apple juice, just so that it looked like whiskey, and I could film and I could do it as many times as I needed to without obviously getting drunk, which I'd never been drunk until that day, because the apple juice did not look like whiskey because it was pressed apple juice, which is the only apple juice they had. And then they were like, okay, we'll just use whiskey and we'll figure it out, and we won't do too many takes so that you'll be okay. And the videographer was like, actually, I didn't get it that time. You need to do it again and again and again. And I'm sorry, but you need to do it again. And so by the end, I'd actually had, I think it was maybe 3 double whiskeys, so like 6 6 whiskey shots, and I hadn't eaten yet because this was an early morning shoot. We were going to go all day, and the nighttime shoot was going to be at a scrapyard, so we needed to keep that shot for later on in the day. Our very first protocol was going to this bar, which was Coyote Ugly in Cardiff, and filming those scenes. And so I hadn't eaten. It was on an empty stomach, and I was drinking whiskey, and then I was running and sliding down a bar, and there were 3 bars. I was like, which one am I supposed to slide down? I can't see. So it was very, very interesting, and I think the videographer kind of thought it was funny, but to me, it wasn't so funny just because it was a music video that actually meant a lot to me, and I wanted it to come out, perfect. And some of the shots we actually couldn't use because I did look drunk.
Oh, really?
Because in my initial idea was that there would be a bar made, so there'd be a woman behind the bar, but that woman would be me in a wig, and it was going to be like kind of 2 different parts of you. We couldn't use that footage. We couldn't use that footage because I looked like a zombie. I was like so out of it. So yeah, there's a first for everything, and apparently my first time being drunk was destined to be at a video shoot, which I don't think many people can
No
say.
better place, no better place. Sounds like the video shoot was a good bit of fun, I just wanted to give a few people a shout out. Jason Liu is in a live chat, and Peter, Chris, Sticklight, Craft. I'd say a lot of these are actually your dreamers because there's names there I don't recognize from before. Stick Right, and Doc Entertainment. Wanda Ryan is sick in bed, but she still came on from Doc Entertainment. I think your song Fiona was on there, is coming on their next live Slice of Canada radio show. Yeah, so a big shout out to everybody in live chat in YouTube. We're not forgetting you.
Yes, we aren't. But continuing, I think that's a really funny story again. And I have one more question related to it. Well, actually, I think that idea with the barmaid, or however it's called, was actually a very good idea, and it would have been so genius if it would have been left in the video. But yes, as you said, there is a first to everything. So you might do this kind of idea again in another video. I'd love to watch it. But how many days did it take to film that video?
It actually only took 1 day, and we weren't sure if we were going to be able to shoot it all in 1 day because that was the plan. And then it came to a certain time of the day, and the videographer was like, I'm going to go home now. And I was like, wait, what? He was like, it's time to leave. My bed is calling me, and this was at like 5 p.m. But I was like, wait, I'm sorry? And he'd hired like a second videographer that day, so that was supposed to be the main videographer. And he wanted to do the editing. That was more his thing. But obviously, I told him the times that we were going to be shooting that day, and he, I guess, didn't really take much notice of it. Or maybe he thought we could get it all done quicker. But I needed most of the shoot to be in the dark because it was in the scrapyard. We had the flames. We had a pyrotechnics expert there. Everyone was there, and the videographer wanted to go home. I was like, home? No. So we figured it out. I convinced him to stay, which I'm sure he really loves me for. And it ended up being everything that I wanted it to be in post-production. It was just the way we gelled wasn't exactly how I would have liked it, and I work with a different videographer now who I absolutely love, and we get on really well, and we spitball ideas. So it's a very different ball game, but I still loved the end result, and he is definitely very talented in editing. He's just not much of a people person, but that's okay.
Wow, going to sleep at 5 p.m. Well, actually, genius people are always misunderstood. So Well, I think that was a very funny story. And I think I know what the next song is about, Drink of Choice, another original. I think that's one of those songs from that album written about that good-looking cowboy. Um, and I'm really excited to hear how the lyrics of this one sound. So whenever you're ready, you can begin.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You're my drink of choice, not good for me, but you drown out all the noise. And I think that's beautiful and dangerous and everything my mom told me to avoid. Yeah, I'm such a mess, so I call my dad 'cause I'm his princess. Don't get me wrong, he doesn't know the half of it, and I won't tell him one more sip so I can keep pretending. You embody everything I hate, but then you smile and I can't wait to let you lie to me again. Yeah, you like the sound of your own voice, and just your name gets me annoyed, but I can't help it if you're my drink of choice. You're my whiskey neat, don't need anything else when you're holding me, but then you let go and I'm alone with just my thoughts and like a million other shots, so I rinse and repeat. Please, just one more round, then I promise I'll go home and figure out how to get over you. You're the Baileys to my cream, the gym to my beam, but I'm sober now. You embody everything I hate, but then you smile and I can't wait to let you lie to me again. Yeah, you like the sound of your own voice, and just your name gets me annoyed, but I can't help it if you're my drink of choice. I know every liquor store and every bar would lock their doors if they thought I was giving up for good. 'Cause this is just a small town, but I don't dream of getting out, so they don't have to worry, 'cause you're my drink of choice. You embody everything I hate, but then you smile and I can't wait to let you lie to me again. Yeah, you like the sound of your own voice, and just your name gets me annoyed, but I can't help it if you're my drink of choice. You're my drink of choice.
Wow.
Thank you
That's
so
pretty
much.
amazing.
This is really beautiful. I actually like it very, very much, and I absolutely love the metaphor in the title, saying that you're my drink of choice. Is actually very creative, and I love the way you can tell us such stories in this amazing ways, and also being so creative with them. I think this is one of your another really, really good qualities. I think Seamus. Oh, wanted
Yeah,
to.
it should do actually very, very well, especially considering, especially in the south of America, but like in Ireland and the UK too. A lot of people like drink in bars, of course. Where else would you drink? And that song would do very, very well, especially if it came on the radio. You know, it's a pity they still don't have a lot of record shops because you'd be inclined to go out and buy it. You know. But yeah, very. I like it because you're my drinker's choice. You know, it's it's it can mean a lot of things, you know, but it's very,
Yes,
very good. It's very, very
thank you.
creative. I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
And
me too. Well, that was the last song from the playlist, and I think we don't have any more time for another video.
no, well, we have, well, I don't know. For the guests who've come here, and thank you for staying with us out. I think before we say goodbye to Caitlin, I'll quickly, if Caitlin doesn't mind, are you busy, Caitlin? Do you have 15 minutes to spare?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'll play this because this is one of my favorites, and I
Okay,
don't know
go.
why. Would you ever have a song and it just was one of your favorites and you don't know why? But the good news is it doesn't matter because I like it. So because of that, you're going to hear it. And I'm sure if you've, especially with Caitlin, because she's been on our network quite a lot lately. We even done a show with Caitlin. So you would have heard this, our radio show with Caitlin. So you would have heard this. So without further ado, I'll be quiet and enjoy, folks.
You let me down again. I don't know where it ends. I'll make excuses so you can pretend you're like some kind of saint. My sunshine when it rains. That pot of gold, but it's a black and white rainbow. Oh, you think you got me figured out? But I hate to break it to you now. I'm not the kind of girl who believes in revenge, but my little black dress does. I'm not the kind of girl who'll ruin your weekend, but you got me thinking it's a black dress kind of evening, and I'm gonna get even. You left your burner phone, and when I wasn't home, think you forgot that I've got keys to our house. And I knew you were vain, but boy, this takes the cake. When you see her again, you'll see your mistake. Oh, you think you got me figured out? Huh. But I hate to break it to you now. I'm not the kind of girl who believes in revenge, but my little black dress does. I'm not the kind of girl who'll ruin your weekend, but you got me thinking it's a black dress kind of evening, and I'm gonna get even. I'm gonna get even, yeah. My heels are on, my keys in hand. I'm out the door, you're staying in. The last I heard, you're not with her, 'cause she's with him. That's just dessert. Next time you call, I won't pick up, but don't be alarmed. I'm having fun. You played your cards, But you got me thinking it's a black dress kind of evening, yeah. It's a black dress kind of evening. And I'm gonna get even. I'm gonna get even, yeah. In my little black dress.
Well, that was amazing.
Yes.
Okay, you can see what I like, and that was live. I like that because it shows you live up performing on stage. So I like that one, Caitlin.
Thank
You've
you
moved.
so much.
You've moved. Now I'm talking to Emma. Emma, what are you doing over there? I'm only joking.
That was a mistake.
So, before I let Emma finish off, and just thank you, Doc Entertainment's very active. Jason, everybody loved that song. Young musicians, I like that. Stick like. I would just want to thank everybody who's in there. I can't see everybody. Helen, Stuart, all of you. Thank you so much for being in live chat in YouTube, and of course for being all of you here in. Oh my God, Zoom. I mean, I'm forgetting the app. Anyway, and a big thank you to you, Caitlin, for coming on and doing this show for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Yes.
so much for having me. I've had a blast.
And it will be actually up on YouTube, and it'll be shared a lot over the next week or two.
Incredible.
Hope it'll get lots and lots and lots of views. Your last interview, for an interview, done very, very well, guys. Lots of views. So on behalf of me, thank you. And I will be emailing you. I want to actually talk to the man that I'm thinking about. Well, him, son, and after that's okay, I'll email you. And trust me, these are good people I'll be introducing you to,
Thank
who are
you.
based in Nashville and actually have a studio in Nashville. Let's
That's
see.
incredible. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right, I'm going to shut up and let you have a chat with Emma.
One thing I really love about you, and I noticed, especially in this live show, is your ability to be vulnerable. And I think this is very important, especially when it comes to artists, singers, songwriters like you. And you actually shared a part of your life with us. A resume of your life, and I think this is very important because, as I've said in the interview, it can help other artists who are encountering problems such as yours go over them just the way you did. And I think your power and your strength and the way you moved on from such moving events in your life was really encouraging to you and other people as well. And I really appreciate that about you. I actually appreciate that a lot. I think I should have said that earlier in the show, but I really think this is another thing that makes you really special.
Thank you so much. That really does mean the world to me.
I hope you had a great time here, because I did. I actually really enjoyed this show with all its funny parts and sad parts, especially those funny stories were I don't know, were really entertaining to me, and I love entertaining things. No wonder why you received that award, the Entertainer of the Year. I think you really deserved it. It's amazing. And one thing I really love about you is that you actually give really long and complex answers. And I think this is another good quality of yours. Although people can negotiate on that because just as I can appreciate people who talk a lot, others might want people who talk less. But I think you're the perfect.
Thank you so much. I can totally understand that too. I always say to people, you know, especially people that I don't know very well, you can tell me to shut up because I will just keep talking. I will talk forever. And sometimes people are
I
like,
love
I just
that.
want to leave. I just want to leave.
No, I love that.
Yeah, I love people who talk as well. If anybody hasn't a question, because there's eight people who've been here for the full show. If you want a quick question, because we're gone over by 6 minutes, just raise your hand or send in a wave or something, you know.
I think I
so that we
saw
can identify you. I normally stick that in.
I think I saw one comment earlier that said, "When am I moving to Nashville?" And
Yeah.
I am moving full time in July, ready to start Belmont University in August.
Oh, that's really nice. I think you're very excited. But actually, I remember asking you that in the interview. I think it's very exciting.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be an amazing time for you, and it will be an amazing experience for you. But do you still take a drink?
Do I? What did you
Do
say?
you still take a drink? Do you still drink the odd whiskey?
Do I still drink whiskey like when I'm in the US?
Yeah. Wherever.
We don't know
Yeah.
about that. No,
Okay. Well, my only advice for you, because you are a very well grounded, wonderful young lady, and
Yes.
my only advice for you would be to watch that. You know, be
Yeah.
very, very careful of that. I actually gave up drinking 10
I
years
know
ago.
that I say it lightheartedly. I'm actually not really a drinker, but I do enjoy the taste of whiskey. But I'm
Yeah.
not somebody who I don't drink. I mean, the only
And
time,
why not? Because drink in moderation is not won't do you any harm.
yeah, and the only time that I've ever been drunk was on that music video set, and that was not the plan. That kind of went
That was a funny story, I have to
chaotic.
admit. That
It
was
was
a cool story.
chaotic.
Okay, so I don't see anybody waving or wanting to ask any questions. So Fred, Kurt, Frank, Edmund, and anybody else who's in. And why can't I see everybody? Hold on. I don't want to
Oh,
switch.
Fred was the one who asked about moving to Nashville. Thank you, Fred, for this question. And also thank you everyone here for leaving such amazing comments. Even though I don't read them out loud, I always read them in my mind and I keep them with me. And also there are a lot of them for Caitlin as well, because she's a star of
Yeah.
today.
Big shout out. Helen Stewart, thank you, Helen. And sorry, Helen, you got actually locked out of Zoom. We really tightened security, and unfortunately, there was 2 or 3 iPhones. So in future, Helen, when you're logging in, log in with your name so we know who it is. And actually, that goes from everybody. And I think from now on, we'll have it just a ticket event. So those people who've got tickets from us will only be admitted. Oh, but apart from that, you didn't spoil the show, people. We had a great show. And that's, of course, thanks to you, Emma Cilibiu, the host with the most, and the most amazing Caitlin May. I mean, like, wow. Caitlin, the more I get to know you, the more, I respect your music and respect you as a human being. You're a wonderful young individual. I think you've got a great, great future. Actually, I know you have, once you're careful. And I'm very privileged, and I feel anyway, personally speaking, very privileged to have had you here and to be able to bring you to our network and your music.
Thank you so much.
As far as country music's going, it's going great if it has artists like you coming up in the world.
Thank you so much, and I feel privileged to be here with you all today. So thank you again so much for having me.
So I'll let you take it out, Emma, while I'll stop when you're finished, okay?
Sure. Well, thank you everybody for coming here and also coming on the YouTube live stream. I hope you've had an amazing time with Caitlin, because I did. It was an amazing show. I totally loved it. And I'm hoping that she will do even more shows with us, and maybe after she'll release a new song, we'll do another interview. I'd love that. I think it would be amazing, and I'd love
and give us plenty of notice, especially me, plenty of notice if you do, so that I can help with the press release and stuff like that.
I definitely will.
As a thank you for doing the show for us. And I can see your biggest fan is your dad.
Is he? Oh, is he on the stream?
Yeah, he's in YouTube, and he's a very proud daddy. So big shout out to Dad.
My
Paul
parents
Hogg.
are both just the most supportive ever, and I am beyond grateful for them.
I think it's a really nice thing to say, and also the gratitude that you express is also a really nice thing about you. All right, so I think this is the end of the show, and I hope you loved it. Liked it. Come back next week to MOB Radio for another Show Me Your Talent radio show. And also, who knows the date for the next Zoom show, but we will announce
Oh
you.
yes, and a big apology for last show not being up yet on Mixcloud, Anchor, Spotify, and all that. But and even our website, it'll be going up Monday. I do apologize. I actually forgot to upload it last week. I'm sorry about that, folks, but it will be up. I think it was Noah, wasn't it? Yeah, we'll have his show up next week. But yeah, back to a live radio show next week. I'm going to shut up again. Sorry, Emma.
No problem. All right, so don't forget to come back here and also subscribe and follow Caitlin May's social media. That would be really helpful. I think Seamus left the links to all of those in the live chat. So just do that because you are going to listen to even more amazing songs and see such creative music videos from now. With all these said, I think that is the end of the show. So goodbye, everybody. Hope you have an amazing night. If there's one more thing you want to say, Caitlin?
I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me, and thank you to everybody who tuned in for the show. I have had the best time, and I definitely can't wait to come back and talk to you guys again.
Either can
I'm glad you said that, and keep an eye out for the emails because I am looking forward, and you'll definitely be most welcome. You are. We feel very blessed by the amount of wonderful artists that have worked with us, and you're definitely right up there, Caitlin. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much.
So I guess that's it. Emma's ended the show, so I'm going to stop the live stream when I find the button. Good night from DJ Shay.
And good night for me.
Caitlin is waving to you all, so thank you, everybody. Good night and God bless, and thank you so much for and I hope you enjoy it, because of course this is going to be live up, it's left up on YouTube now, so you can tell your friends and let them come in and see what amazing